Hi everybody, it's Craftin' Just Because with Chris Cowan, and today's project is for my Simply Sweet Stampers group. We create a tutorial every month using a suite of products, and this month we are using the Geared Up Garage suite. It's actually, I think it says Classic Car Garage, but I'm using the Geared Up Garage stamp set and Thinlits. And this is the card that I made, and it holds a gift card. So what happens is it flips open, and right here you could put a gift card, and then this is the spot where you have to put a saying. So we're going to go ahead and get started in making this project, and you only need a few basic supplies. First of all, you're going to need a piece of basic gray cardstock, and it's cut at 4 1/4 by 11 inches. And on the 11-inch side, you are going to score it at 1 1/4, 4, and 6 3/4. And then you're going to fold it into an M shape. So just like this. Hold on here. I apologize. Like this. So see how it makes an M? And what I went ahead and did is I took my bone folder and I just ran it across those score lines just like that. Then you're going to need a few sheets of Whisper White cardstock. Actually 2 pieces are at 2 and 3 1/2 inches. And then you have a smaller one that is cut at 3/4 inch by 3 3/8 inch. Then you're going to have some of the Designer Series paper that's the Classic Garage, and it comes in a 6x6 pack, and you need one piece that's 4x4, one piece that's 1 1/4 by 3 3/4, and then you're going to need 2 pieces that are 1x4, and then you need 1 piece that, or sorry, 2 pieces that are 2 3/8 by 3 7/8, and then 2 that are 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then I also went ahead and stamped and cut the Happy Father's Day using that Designer Series paper, and then a couple of the gears because we're going to decorate our card that way. So first of all, we're going to go ahead and do some stamping. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my 1 piece of Whisper White cardstock out, and I need to first put down, I'm going to do some oil spots, and I'm going to use the basic gray Stampin' Ink. And I'm going to also put down a piece of paper that's my scratch paper because I'm going to go off the edge. And what I'm going to do is I'm just putting it down a few grease spots just right down here on the edge, just like that. Okay, then I'm done with the grease spots, and then I'm going to come in with my car, which replicates the Mustang, the Ford Mustang, and I'm going to put that on my block, and I'm going to use Memento ink to stamp that, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the colors of my Designer Series paper, which in this case I used a lot of the Crushed Curry, Tranquil Tide, the basic gray, and I'm going to color it in with Tranquil Tide. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get him lined up on my paper just like so. And then I can take away this scrap paper because it's kind of distracting, and clean off my stamp. And then one last thing we're going to stamp on here is the saying that says all geared up to celebrate. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on, and we're going to use that basic gray. Actually, I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to use the Crushed Curry. Just like that. And then let's see here. I didn't cut my piece of cardstock that was 3/4 inch by 3 3/8 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and get that cut here really quick so that we could stamp that and get all of our stamping done. I apologize for that. Okay, since I have the crushed curry out, then I'm also going to stamp on this piece of cardstock the You're a Classic saying. Put that in crushed curry as well. And just center that on down. Just like that. Now we have all of our stamping done. See, I told you this was super easy. Then all you have to do is layer it up. But first we're going to do a tiny bit of coloring. So let me get that stuff out of the way so that we can get our coloring on. So we're going to need the Tranquil Tide Stampin' Write marker. We don't have that color in a Stampin' Blend, so that's why I'm using the Stampin' Write markers. And I'm just going to go ahead and color the car this color. I'll use the bigger end here in just a second, but I wanted to make sure that on these little parts I go ahead and, there we go, get those done. And now we could just come in with the bigger part and get that all colored. I'm also going to go over this with Wink of Stella so that I could give it a shine. And also add some shine to the windows. Sorry, this is the part that takes the longest. But I should mention, so this suite of projects, yeah, we're showing you some projects that you can make using this bundle of products. However, please keep in mind that at any time you can change the stamp set and make them with different suites of products or stamp sets and get a totally different look. That's the beauty of creating products. Now I'm going to come in with my Smoky Slate Stampin' Write marker, and I'm going to color the wheels of the Mustang just like that. And then I'm also going to do the grill. Just like that. Okay, so that we're done with all of our coloring. And now I'm going to come in with my Wink of Stella, and I'm just going to start with the windows. You have to be careful when you're using the Stampin' Write markers because they do bleed. So I go to the lightest area first and then work my way into those darker areas because it will bleed. But what it's doing is it's adding some glitter here to the car. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there is some shine there. And then I kind of clean off my Stampin' Write marker or my Wink of Stella when I've used those, just so I don't get color on my next project. And I just use a little baby wipe. Now we're going to layer this all together. So I'm going to show you how this is all layered up. You're going to take your 2 pieces of Classic Garage Designer Series paper, one that is 2 1/4 by 3 3/4, and one that is 2 3/8 by 3 7/8, and you're going to layer this up all together. So I'm going to use my liquid multi-purpose glue for that, and I just like to use this glue because if I get it, especially when I'm layering things, if I don't press down really hard, I can reposition it and I don't have to worry about it ripping the paper. So that's why I like this glue. We are going to use a tiny bit of tear and tape though to adhere this piece down to the entire card. Okay, so there's that piece. Now we're going to come in with that piece of 4x4 cardstock and get it right here on the back. Just like this. And then I'm also going to add this piece, but I'm going to do it here at the end. This piece for us to write a message, but I want to make sure it's lined up with where I put my front piece. So we're going to do that piece last. Next is this little panel here. I'm going to go ahead and put that down. And then what we're going to do on that piece is we need some tear and tape. And we're going to take the piece of cardstock that is 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. And on 3 sides of that, we're going to add tear and tape because this is what's going to hold our gift card. And you want it as close to the edge as you can get because you are trying to form a pocket. And then I'm going to take my Take-A-Pick tool and just take off the backing of this really quick. And I got my fingers stuck on it. And I'm just going to put this towards the bottom so that my gift card will fit right up here. So see, this is your little pocket. Okay, now we're going to take the last piece of Designer Series paper and get that glued down right there. Oh, and we could go back and add our elements there. And then I'm going to add this piece right here on the front with my saying, "You're a classic," that we stamped. Just like that. And then center that on down in the center there. Now you could fold this all up and you have this one last piece to add this strip of Designer Series paper to. So let me go ahead and get that stuck on. Just like that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add tear and tape only to this left-hand side, and I'm going to adhere it onto the tiny little flap there. So I'm going to go all the way to the edge and do 2 pieces. 1, 2. And then I'm done with my tear and tape. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer it down just like so. See, and then it's only attached to that first piece. But now I want to make sure I put my white piece down where you can't see it. So first of all, I'm going to add all my glue to the bottom. Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to shut it up kind of just like that. And see where I need to put that piece of cardstock. So it's just like that. So see, you don't see it when the flap's down. Okay. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to add my Happy Father's Day. And I'm going to add a couple dimensionals there just to give it a little bit of dimension. And I'm going to add that to this yellow piece. And I'm going to make sure it's under this piece as well. And then my gears I'm going to add to my little pocket here. So I'm just going to put 2 there and then add that there. And that, my friends, is your finished card for this project. So if you place an order with me for $25 or more, I will send you this tutorial for free along with 7 other tutorials for cards in this suite. Or you can purchase this tutorial from me for $9.95, and I will be posting the link on how to do that through PayPal. And if you have any questions, you can always email me as well, and that will be listed there in the email description as well. So I hope you guys have a fabulous day. Thank you for joining me, and see you guys later. Bye-bye.